Oh, hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it's been about 2 years, a little over 2 years, and welcome to the chaos. If you're not new here, I apologize deeply for abandoning this channel, but this is my kind of welcome back video, explain where I've been. I've tried to film this video a couple of times, and for reasons I'll explain in a minute. This is probably like the third or fourth time I've done this. So, but I appreciate you being here. So I am going to be putting on makeup, but I'm probably not going to be like explaining too much just because I do have a lot to talk about. It has been 2 years, so let's get started. So yeah, life happened. A lot happened over the last couple of years, and like I said, been kind of chaotic, and I am a little unnatural in front of the camera right now, so please forgive me. So a little over 2 years ago, like I said, I posted my last video, and right after that I went on a date. I met a guy, and that was that. We fell in love. Things moved kind of quickly. I know for a lot of people that's like worrying or a little scary. If one of my friends told me they were going to move on with a guy like less than a year after meeting them, I'd be a little panicked too. But it just felt natural. Eventually, I moved to where he lives currently, which is where I live too now. And I was going back and forth, commuting. I still have my job about an hour and a half away. So I was driving an hour and a half every single day, which was exhausting. Along with that, you know, I had some health things going on. I still have some health things going on. That's why my face looks terrible right here. Still kind of trying to get some info. I get to have a colonoscopy this week, which I'm so excited about. I haven't had one in about, I want to say like 15, maybe 13 years. Between 10 and 15 years was my last colonoscopy. And upper endoscopy. So scoping both ways, which is great, but hopefully it'll give me a few little answers to all the things I've been going through over the last like probably 3 years, I'd say. I won't go into that too much until I have like some definitive answers, but it's been a struggle. I know that the stress of commuting back and forth really took a toll on my health. I am significantly happier after leaving my previous job. I miss certain aspects of it, but I do not miss traveling back and forth. That was exhausting. Definitely had less time to focus on anything but my job, which was really, really hard. A lot of relationships suffered. It was a lot. I'll just say that. Other than that, it was kind of always like, as soon as I thought I was getting my life together, something else would happen. And that's kind of how my life has always kind of worked. And I will say one like good positive thing about myself through everything I've been through. I will say like I am pretty resilient. I kind of just, I might cry a lot. I take everything in stride, or I try to, and then kind of go with the flow from there. And in May, my mom passed away. Also, I am very hormonal right now. I apologize. Like, if I start getting like choked up or, you know, a little teary-eyed, I'm very emotional right now. So just bear with me. So it was very unexpected. She passed away on Memorial Day of this past year. It was traumatizing, the way it happened and everything I saw, and it was very hard. I will say that, like, my friends, and especially my boyfriend Joe, really helped me through it. My friends, a couple of my friends, Katie and Danielle, thank you guys, were here visiting, and it happened in the middle of the night, so they heard kind of everything that went down, because I was, you know, distraught. And they stayed with me throughout part of the day. And then Joe really got me through every day since. I really do not know what I would have done without him, because it's still really hard. Grief is weird. It just is. Unfortunately, everybody has to go through it at some point in their lives. Whether you lose somebody through death, a friendship breaking up, a, you know, romantic relationship ending. There are many forms of grief, and this is a grief that I never knew before, until this year. So 2025, you tested me. You know, it's I'm taking it day by day. There's not much you can do with grief, but like, just kind of power through. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you randomly just want to cry all day. That was me yesterday. If you see cats in the background, they're wild right now. I'm very hormonal right now, so everything is affecting me like 10 times worse, and life happening and big changes happening constantly is exhausting. So, needless to say, it's been rough. On top of that, back in October of 2024, Joe and I kind of had a discussion because I was crashing out about my life, about, you know, where I wanted to go in my career, and kind of having like midlife crisis kind of thing, you know. And I think the fact that I was turning 40 this year also, you know, makes you think about like those big things in your life. We were talking about like what I could do, maybe starting my own business, and then we were talking about like moving, and he said, you know, I'm not like tied here too much. I've never really saw myself staying here, and I would be open to moving if you would be. And I said, definitely, absolutely, I'm always down for an adventure. Trust me, I always wanted to move, you know, to Europe, anywhere, honestly. And we were kind of going back and forth about like where we wanted to be. I said, you know, as long as it's not freezing cold, I'm pretty open to anywhere. The kind of two options we kind of narrowed it down to were North Carolina or London. He has lived in both places. I've been to North Carolina a ton of times, especially Winston-Salem, which is where we were kind of talking about, because that's where he went to undergrad. I had a cousin that lived there, and so I know it pretty well, and I liked it. and I would be open to, going there, living. London, because he had lived in London before for his graduate degree, and had always wanted to move back. And I've never been, but I'm definitely open to living there. I was just kind of like on the fence about the weather. He was like, no, it's, it's mild. And I was like, perfect. Because the older I get, the, what's the word? The fussier I get about the weather and about heat and about extreme cold. Like one extreme or the other, I am fussy. I am a sweaty lady. Another thing about my health possibly that might need looked into. And I am, I also can't take the cold. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like a lot of snow. I don't like it below like 45 degrees. So yeah, I was like, what do you think? And he was kind of like, oh no, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna love it. Hey, whatever. If we don't like it, move back, we'll move somewhere else, whatever. And it all kind of depended on the election. Now, if you're new here and you don't already know, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like the administration at all. Never have, never will. If you don't like that and you disagree with my personal political views, at this point, some of them are moral. Sorry, this is not going to be the place for you. It's just not. And don't bother commenting or, sending hate my way. It's not up for debate. And that's that. So we decided that, if Donald Trump was going to win, we would move to London. Very concerned about, women's healthcare and healthcare in general. And that has proven to, be a thing, an issue. And yeah, we were both just like, we don't want to be here. And of course, November came and went, and we were like, time to move. And so we began the process right away. It has taken over a year. By the way, look at this cute little cup. This is from my friend Katie. Thank you, Katie. And it is officially Wicked season. Thank you so much. That's a good cocktail. I forget what I put in it. It's like jalapeno lime, something, pineapple juice, cranberry juice, Bacardi, lemon juice. Anyway, we, decided to go to London. We started the process of getting our visas, figuring out how to get the cats over there, which, let me tell you, has been a pain in the ass. I won't go into all the details, but that is partially why it has taken us so long to plan this whole thing. It's just very complicated. We are planning to go on a cruise because it seems easier and cheaper to take the cats that way, as far as like their paperwork and everything goes. A lot easier to take them by boat than it is to coordinate flights and everything for them. And like I said, it's cheaper. So we've been planning that for months and months and months. Long story short, we are travel cursed. Like, I don't even know how to explain how many times we have had to rebook trips. And we were supposed to go to Italy last year. I got COVID. He got COVID. Work stuff, plane stuff, the government shut down, whatever. Then we when we were planning this, I can't even begin to tell you, like, when certain things happened and how many times we've had to rebook this freaking trip. It's insane. First, it was the cat's paperwork, because the cat's paperwork wasn't done by the vets correctly. And government shutdown, government BS prevented them from getting in touch with them because of Labor Day weekend. Then it was, like I said, I can't even keep track because so many things happened. When we rebooked, there was like a hurricane out at sea, and so they had to cancel our trip completely. And then they were trying to coordinate like more boats coming, to like more boats to accommodate all the trips that got canceled. And then the Amazon Web Services thing happened. Then we were like, screw it, let's rent a car, get out of here. No cars. We couldn't get a car to rent that was under $500, which is like total price gouging, that would allow us to take a car from one location to another and leave it there, which I've done many times. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but not like $500 expensive. I don't even know. It's been so stressful. Then some like other things that I can't talk about right now happened, which were totally ludicrous and insane and aggravating happened, that I don't even think if I could talk about it, anybody would really believe me, because it's so freaking ridiculous. And there was a good 48 hours where I was like a hot mess. Needless to say, it's been very stressful. And now, we are scheduled, well, we are trying to get scheduled on the November 19th cruise, but we are waiting to hear back if we can get an extension on the cat's paperwork. If we can't get an extension on the cat's paperwork, we essentially have to go through the entire process again. Which, now that we know what we know, will be a little bit easier and less stressful, but it's still gonna cost us like $1,000. Then if we don't get on that November 19th cruise, we essentially have to wait till January. So we are trying desperately to move to London. So far it's not happening. I'm hoping. I'm trying not to, stress too much. And now that like we have an idea about like the process and everything to go through, like with the cats, I am a little less stressed. The good news is if we don't get on that 19th cruise, we can be with our friends and family for the holidays, so we'll get more time with them. But maybe we're not meant to be going in 2025 for whatever reason. I don't know what that reason is, but hopefully we get good news soon. Yeah, it's just been one thing after another. I also forgot to mention that I did end up quitting my job. I might have said previous job, that kind of thing, but I did end up quitting my job in August, beginning of August. So I've been unemployed that entire time, because essentially like it's very difficult to find a job like remotely. I kind of look here and there, but for the most part I'm just kind of waiting until we get over there, so I can, like, you know, have a permanent address and whatnot. Thankfully, a little bit of a net, financial net, thanks to Joe's help. We had set up like an investment for me a while back, so I have money from that to get me by at least until, you know, I do get a job. It can be kind of like isolating when you don't know like what is happening day to day. Now that we have a better idea of what could and couldn't happen, it's a little less stressful. Trying to take it day by day, trying to navigate like a routine for myself. I haven't felt the greatest the last couple weeks, so haven't felt like doing much, and you know, I kind of got myself into like the pit of despair where, you know, like I said, I'm hormonal and I'm grieving and I'm all of the above. Sometimes it's a struggle, but I'm hoping to do things like this to get me back like into a sense of more normalcy, keep my sanity by, you know, expressing my creativity and whatnot. And that being said, the future of my channel, I'm hoping, like I said, to get back into this because it will help me mentally. But that being said, like, I may not be doing like the same kind of content you've seen me do before, less makeup focused, because I am trying to save some money. I'm not buying any makeup right now. I'm basically like getting essentials, and I'm like a lot of people right now, just not in the buying mood. And there are some like new releases that I've seen that are really, really pretty and I want, but I don't know if now's the right time. So my channel might not be focused as much on makeup anymore, and I still want to do it. Like, I'm still like excited about it, and I do feel better when I like get creative with my makeup and everything, but I am also interested in a lot more things now. With us moving to the UK, I definitely want to do more like travel style content and vlogs and that kind of thing. I'm also like, I've been doing like a lot of crafts and like journaling, so I kind of want to, you know, explore that side of my creativity a little more and like see what you guys think of it. I'm trying to come back with like a fresh start, and you know, maybe you will see makeup, maybe more like chit-chatty videos like this, maybe like, you know, shop my stash kind of things. You tell me what you want to see, because I am like also wanting to engage a little more. And I know I don't have a super ton, a lot of followers, but that's okay. And a lot of you people are probably from my personal life, and that's okay too. I don't really have that exciting of a life at the moment, but when I do exciting things, I do want to like post about them. So a couple things that are happening coming up. We have Friendsgiving coming up this weekend, so I'm really excited about that. I really wanted to like post stuff during Halloween, but I just got so busy. I was a little sick. Joe was sick. We had the stress of like, are we gonna be here? Are we not? If you see like all kinds of shit in the background, that's because I've packed like 1,000 times, because I've had to pack and repack because like the timing and the weather and whatnot. Because the first we're supposed to go at the beginning of September. then it was October, and then it was further in October, and then it was, you know, so I've had to replan my wardrobe situation. We are going to be coming back quite a bit because of Joe's work. We have to come back in February for a memorial service for a friend. We have to come back, then we have to come back in April, and then July. And I think that's it. We still want to go to Italy eventually. That might not happen till like further down the line. We also both want to be very healthy. Joe has a couple autoimmune diseases, so it's, you know, he gets infusions for them when he gets like closer to the end of like the time period that he needs another infusion. Poor guy gets all kinds of inflammation in his body. It's ridiculous. When he gets sick, he's down for the count. Like, it was ridiculous. When he got the flu and COVID shot this year, he was down for almost a week. But anyway, other than that, I'm very excited about Wicked coming out. I'm gonna be a hot mess because when I saw the first one, I did not think that it was going to affect me as much as it did. I was a hot mess. I cried almost the entire movie. Then, right after that, or during the movie, I got horrible period cramps to the point where I couldn't move for 3 days. So that could explain why I was bawling my eyes out, but, you know. Now I have what is this feeling in my head. I wish you could see my setup right now. It is just pure chaos because of all of the packing and repacking, and yeah, it's been nuts. Anyway, here is the final look. I was kind of going for like the color of my shirt. I don't know. If you're still here, I really appreciate you after all these years. Thank you for coming along for the chaos. Please comment down below what you'd like to see from this channel. Whether it's, like I said, more like chatty videos like this, sharing my grief journey, sharing cocktails, cats, crafts, journaling. Let me know what you want to see. Please make sure you subscribe, like the video if you like the video, and thank you for coming. I really appreciate any support you can give me. So I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.